So with COVID-19 affecting every type of gathering, all the events, all the concerts, everything nowadays, the NFL draft has moved from Las Vegas to Roger Goodell's basement.
Welcome to the Rines Report with your host, Tristan Blake Rines.
So there was an NFL memo sent to all 32 teams, all the organizations, every team obviously participating in the NFL draft. It basically said, you're all gonna have to shelter in place, stay at home, no one's going to the offices, no one's really going to the organizations, the team, whatever, the facilities. And the NFL draft is still going to happen, but it's going to be conducted in a very, unfamiliar type of territory. We're going to be seeing teams interacting with each other through, conference calls and, through the internet and all sorts of different methods, but everybody's essentially staying at home, making the draft still happen, and the process is just very unique this year. I mean, everybody's going to be at home. They're going to be on the phone, they're going to be on conference calls, what have you. I'm sure it's going to be a lot of GMs, coaches, lead scouts on communication, as well as the designated draftee for every NFL team that is going to be communicating with the NFL's league office official. I'm sure there's probably like one or two people handling all of these transactions, maybe a small team, social distancing, being very separate. But every NFL team is going to have a draftee, the person who communicates exclusively the pick from the organization to whoever they need to communicate it to, and that person then relays it to Commissioner Roger Goodell. That's how the NFL draft seems to be working so far, at least on a very whole basis. And then we can break things down into more of the teams as well as the player side as well. And so obviously, communication-wise, things are going to be sent to Roger Goodell, and he's going to be communicating this all from what I'm pretty sure is going to be his basement. They seem to have some kind of technology worked out so that way behind him or in some kind of form or fashion, they're going to have fans that have been virtually created for every NFL team to, have reactions to the picks. And I really hope that they're going to throw in the very customary booing of Roger Goodell every single time he walks to the podium.
I can't believe you guys are booing the Cowboys. Come on.
But it's going to be different. Again, we're in very uncharted territory here. All sorts of events, cancellations going on, but the NFL trying to do its best, in part to keep its fans, interacted with. I'm sure this is going to be incredibly widely viewed for the NFL's part, considering the circumstances of today's climate. So again, back to the team side, you're going to have your GMs, your coaches, your scouts, whoever is actually involved in the actual draft process, whoever oversees all of the working parts, as well as a designated drafter who's going to communicate with whoever they need to communicate with the NFL, sending the pick in, relaying exactly the pick. I understand there were some concerns that I'd seen circling around the internet about, the NFL could be concerned. Some of these coaches are worried that somebody's going to get their hands on the information needed and they're going to send a pick or blah, blah. But it seems like the NFL has their system down. Hopefully there's going to be no issues. Obviously, you've got people from all different types of generations and backgrounds who have a technological experience either way up here or way down there. So, the varying technological experience obviously is going to come down to essentially just general communication. They're trying to make things as simple as possible for people who don't really understand how, social medias or even various types of technology work. From around the NFL, obviously technology becoming more and more prevalent, but there are plenty of people still involved in NFL organizations, especially in these offices, dealing with these types of decisions that aren't necessarily so technologically savvy. So the NFL trying to do its best to make things as simple as possible for everybody involved in the NFL draft process. Teams are still going to be able to communicate with their potential draft picks. I'm sure they're going to be able to communicate easily with the NFL as well. And on a player side, I'm pretty confident that there will still be players involved in some form or fashion. We've seen in the past how they have the cameras in place at wherever the player is located at. They could be at home, they could be, at some sort of a venue to celebrate getting drafted, but I'm sure they're still gonna be able to obviously have those live feeds come in to get the NFL, the now NFL players' reaction to being drafted by their respective organizations organization. The last time I heard, it's gonna be 50 plus players virtually connecting to the broadcast for the NFL. So players like Joe Burrow, your Tua Tagovailoas, Chase Young, even like guys like Jordan Love are still going to be, visible to the fans, get the reaction, you get the nice shots that, way down the road they can look back on and say, that was the moment I knew I was going to be a Kansas City Chief, or I was going to be a Jacksonville Jaguar. So my personal reaction, obviously, it's going to be really different. I'm excited to see how the NFL makes it all work, though. I'm sure football fans like yourself are also really interested to see how the NFL draft is going to work this year. I mean, they're going to be video conferencing people in, it seems. They're going to be, making the whole production work. I'm imagining there's going to be millions of people watching, given, again, the circumstances of today's age. COVID-19 tearing through and affecting so many people's lives, including even myself. I'm going to be watching. We're less than 2 weeks away from the NFL draft, and the NFL draft is still fun. It's still exciting. We get to place our hopes and some of our, aspirations upon these players joining our favorite franchises around the league, and hoping maybe this guy could turn it around for us and, get us to the Super Bowl, or get us back to the Super Bowl if you've won a Super Bowl recently. Cowboy fans haven't won one since the 90s. Maybe whoever they pick this year in the draft could help make that big push for them. So, we're all excited. We're all looking forward to seeing what's going to happen. And with not a whole lot else going on for a number of us, a lot of people are going to be tuned in. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. I also have put a mock draft out. Me placing it on the screen right now. Gonna, a few different shots. I got Joe Burrow going #1, Chase Young, Jeff Okudah. I have a lot of interesting picks, and in the next few videos, I'm going to be updating these, I'm sure, accordingly. I'm sure my mock draft is going to change. You're probably looking at this right now, and you're cringing like, oh, why would he pick that person, or why would he whatever. I mean, it's a pretty early mock draft. We've got less than 2 weeks to go. I didn't want to, prematurely put one out like months and months ahead. I like to pick these things a little bit closer to the draft. The NFL's got its own predict the pick tool as well on their website, so maybe you got some time on your hands, you want to go check it out and post your own mock draft as well. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen, and these are just my predictions as of the moment. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. A shorter video today, not a whole lot going on as we lead up to the draft. Usually there's a lot more rumor mill. Usually there's still some free agency signings, so if anything important is happening, you can find it right here on the channel. Thank you again so much for watching, and in these crazy times, I appreciate you clicking on my video, checking it out. But thank you guys so much for watching the video. You can stick around and watch some more content. Feel free to subscribe, get the bell on to know every single time I'm dropping a new video. Like, comment, share with your friends, share with your family, put them in your groups wherever you're gonna find them, and I'm gonna catch you in the next video. Adios.